Yes, here we are with that Adriana O'Daniel. I just love her. You know, we were in Sedona, and I go to that store every time I'm there, pretty much every day.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful bookstore with, I mean, it's so much beauty there, and the feeling is incredible. And there she was, and I was like, "What?" It's like a little combination of a fairy girl angel and this sparkly, shiny human combined with everything else. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, Adriana, would you like to do the podcast? And you were really aligned with it. I feel really lucky.
Yeah. No, I felt that I I told because normally I say no. Like we were just talking about, like
Yeah.
but with you I was like, yes, right
Yeah.
away.
It was a synergy that it happened for both of us. And it's so important these days, all the time, really, but now to share your gifts and things that so people know they have alternative ways. And we're going to share where you are and how they get in touch with you and your social media and stuff.
Oh wow,
So,
thank you.
oh, no, absolutely, because I think it's such a gift. And thank God for the horrible AI. Now we can actually do this. You're in Sedona, I'm in LA. And, before that, I did everything in person, traveling millions of miles, huge events, the hotel, the luggage, the this, the that. And now it's like it really helped me out. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Because I think it's so beautiful and we can reach, and this podcast is all over the world. Oh, guys, before I get chewed up on my text, please subscribe, click the little bell, and give comments. It's super important on YouTube to give comments, because YouTube really likes that. It's the engagement that they like, you know. And
yeah.
sometimes I have sent me 4,000 and maybe 20 comments because people is so fast nowadays and they're going so fast that they don't even want to write things, but they can even speak it. So, no excuse, everybody. Yeah, tell us a little bit about you, my love.
Oh, thank you so much for seeing me. Yeah, my Lilith placement is in Virgo, so I am like the queen of discernment. And I I grew up saying yes to be loved. And now it's like with
Oh,
the work that I've done for self and the other, it's like, no, I know that my no is just as intentionally important. And so, yeah, I was like so honored. And when I saw you, I saw some of myself, And so it was so kismet coming together with you in Sedona.
yeah. I felt the same way. And, this is a huge subject that you brought in, which I think is incredible.
Thank you.
The empathic, um, the yeah, because I grew up in a way that I was pretty much spent a lot of time by myself, in with the tribe of the the Queros actually in Peru, and then the Amazon. So I was more connected to nature and little animals and all that, and I have the whole world in my fairies, aliens, and all that bit.
Yeah.
And when I came to civilization at 13, it was kind of unknown. I didn't fit in at all. And in the 1 year school, I was a German boarding nun school.
Oh, I love that though.
It was brutal because I was a demon. I spoke to plants. I connected with trees, so I was crazy. And so I got a lot of beatings for that one. So I start to kind of readjust to be able to fit in.
Yes. Yeah. And I totally resonate. I wasn't in a foreign country, but I did go to private school and I had a Catholic upbringing. So I was told that my gifts were a sin. Even, to this day, majority of my family now accepts who I am and really empowers me. But if they want to hurt me, they'll bring up the Bible and how what I'm doing is like, and
Yeah.
it's really important for the spiritual legacy in our DNA to be honored and to be given like a voice that empowers children to stand up for themselves, and the abuse that we both endured in different ways. I think it woke us up to like what the human aspect of this experience is.
Mm. And it made us, right? It brought me in to find different ways and still honor my upbringing in the shamanism world, the Quero Indians, their illumination, their soul retrieval, then with the Shuars, where the shapeshifters, and how to be able to shape shift through life, which we do. So I don't look like when I was a baby. I don't look like when I was 5, 10, or whatever. And I noticed when I moved to the US, so I married somebody in South America, and he was from here anyway. I came to do college here before that. Let me rewind. I realized that what we look like and what we own, all that is very important to the culture, which it wasn't to me. I grew up sleeping in the ground in a hut. We had no electric. The shoes were made out of materials that we grew, things like that. And I still have that, I still can have a lot and I can have nothing. What the nothing, according to societies, these constructs that we make, that it keep us a little bit like Rumi said, why aren't you still in prison when the door is open, right? Right. So you have a different upbringing, but somehow we merge to the beliefs and togetherness that we have spiritually and the works that we do.
Well, and like part of like the process of the Kundalini experience for me is that I'm actually aging backwards. Like there's an aspect of myself, I've gotten to that place within self that I look younger than I did even in my 20s. I'm more radiant. I'm more authentically beautiful than I ever have been, and it's because I honored my soul essence, regardless of the abuse and the conditioning to try to suppress it.
Right. And
the soul is so strong.
Right. And it's so beautiful, right? Because we go in that cycle and we hear, people said, oh, I can't believe what you look like. So I'm 78. And I'm like, never being chronological or linear. And that's a big deal because when I work with a lot of clients, and now I'm in this school And it's a lot of appointments, and it's out of the country with a lot of other students from all over the world and all these times. And my husband is always saying, I think you have a again, I think you have practice. I'm like, whoa. Now I am more conscious, and I bought a book, and I write my things down. But it's that quantumness that we have traveled through the veils in so many times, right? Yeah, yeah. Let us know. Yeah, because I know that that's why we got together, because we have journeyed like that,
Oh, yeah.
you know?
Well, we have very different backgrounds, but we look alike in our what we're shining,
Mm,
you know? It's so recognizable, right? And
yeah,
so what I love about what we do is that there are so many different frequencies and aspects of our souls that call in divine order at the right time, like who is supposed to be in front of us and who is meant to be activated by the frequency of our voices, by the sparkle in our eyes, and all of that is just pure human divine magic
right.
that we have access to. And just existing in this way is enough to create that ripple effect for others to shape shift, like you said.
Yeah, yeah. It's so interesting what you just mentioned. You're really downloading right now. Uh, I really love Cesar Milan, the dog whisperer.
Oh, yeah.
I love the fact that he was so raw and he's so connected with these creatures, and I love nature. And I have a friend named Andrew Huberman. He's a scientist, and he's completely science. Because
Okay.
he started at 5, but he doesn't realize how non-science he is. And I think he started because he had a bulldog, beautiful dog, that English bulldog. I think he had a little mastiff, whatever. And he was so in love with that dog. So, because Human has been through a lot of stuff. And he, because being a scientist, he was going to read the book of the best guy that does the best dog thing and all of that, right? He landed on Caesar's book, Caesar's Way, I believe. And he, wow, oh, wow, oh, more than just a dog. It was a lot of connection to divine, to energy, to this, to that, to silence, to these steps that they were like, he was like, his scientific mind connected with these things. So you say he was walking with the dog, with Costello. And all of a sudden, Costello was smelling, he was doing dog thing, da da da. And he went and he really calmed himself down, and he got into this really broad energy. You know that one very well. This bubble of energy of this download empowerment, we can call it anything. And Costello looked up and really connected. And he went, oh my goodness, what happened here? And he started experimenting.
Wow.
And Costello was responding all the time. Even when you took him to the lab and whatever, he will communicate with him. And this is the deal. The
Okay.
synergy that you just spoke, the ripples of what we project,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I totally. So because I'm so empathic with animals, I have a hard time commanding them. It's so much easier for me to command um, human
Yeah,
experience than
right,
like animal experience because I have so much sensitivity and reverence around animals. Like I
right.
don't want to tell them what to do because they're so pure and perfect.
Yeah. I'm the same way. Funny that you say you're almost reading me right now. You probably are.
Oh,
Because
really?
I was in bed
I'm
this
not
morning.
trying.
No, it's fine because it's way open for you. I was in bed this morning doing my meditation. I get up like 4 o'clock, 4:30. I love that time. And it came to me what you just said. I said, well, Caesar have done major work with animals that they were out of control. They could have been put down because they attack things, so they're getting roused, or so many things that he have done that is incredible. Incredible. He's in National Geographic. I mean, the guy is like in another level, and he's got llamas, alpacas, guanacos, macaws, everything in the farm, right?
Mhm.
And he wants for the animals to understand the dynamics of other animals, which is where the start of the earth came out with animals. And then it was Huberman actually realizing that that's weird. It's actually another form of communication here, even though we didn't go into the lab or have clinical trials and all that, which really shift them to a much softer, more expansive, the drill, what we do,
Mhm.
right? And I said, yeah, but I love them the way they are, and I love how my animals are. So I'm good with what you just said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. My daughter is actually she has very strong fairy energy and she has no problem, uh, commanding with animals. I mean, she'll get out of the car to break up a fight between animals. Like
yeah, me too.
she has no fear.
Me too. Boom.
And yeah, and for me, it has always been I'm just better or more comfortable with commanding without with
Yeah,
no commanding of animals. I just
yeah,
like I kind of immerse myself in their energy and
yeah.
like play with it, you know?
Right. You become them. Yeah,
Yes, exactly.
that's
I'm
a
like,
shape shifter though. Yeah,
yes,
that's what it
yeah,
is. Because you
yeah,
understand that it's a dynamic and that they have the right to be them.
yes. That's exactly, thank you
Mm,
for saying it like that because
mm.
um and I do the same thing with children, like I I was initiated into motherhood at a very young age, helping, my siblings and things like that. And then I had my daughter at 18. So the communication in command of children has always been a gift, you know?
Yeah. I'm a kid. So I coach and I work with a lot of suicidal children.
Hmm.
They either in the hands of the government or they are in foster. Um, and uh, I just go to the level.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, I'm totally I'm in their presence, I turn into a kid, and my husband was,
yes,
"You're like a little kid." And I can be that, and I can be with 100-year-old person. Is that shape shifting?
yes. Yeah, I have like my clients, some of them come in and they've never had a reading. They've never been read. And then other clients come in and, they've been doing this for a while and they're so open and comfortable. And then I have children, like I had a 17-year-old last week. This is very interesting. Okay. she came to me and I was picking up on her father
Mm.
being, now mind you, he's getting another reading, in another room. And, and because she was 17, I was really careful, but I was like, this is what your guides are wanting me to explain to you.
Mm-hmm.
She's an earth angel for her father. Her father has cancer right now. And I told her, I said, your father's healing through the summer. There's going to be a huge shift. They're showing him coming out of the King of Swords, which is like mental, like very stern with his words, that it can be a harsh energy, you know,
Yeah.
especially for a daughter with her father, like for her father to be the King of Swords, it's a harsh energy. And then, but it shifted through the summer. He would be becoming the King of Cups, which is that emotional overflow of feminine um, exploration through masculine form.
Wow.
And, she started to cry because I don't think anyone had ever even acknowledged like how difficult it was for her to communicate with her dad.
Mm.
And I told her, I said, you're an earth angel for your father. You're in a higher frequency of communication skills than he is capable of. But uh, this illness that he is healing right now within self is part of his heart chakra awakening. And you're
Oh,
helping to facilitate that just by breathing near him and like being yourself in high vibration. So it's really powerful, and then I showed her how to use a pendulum to kind of like make decisions for self as she's growing up.
mm.
And you could tell her mother was like so uncomfortable with me empowering her and like
Right.
telling her, hey, you're a higher frequency, you're connected to the angels. Like, you have the ability to understand more than what maybe people around you are telling you.
Right.
And it made me sad. Her mom, was like a little like, well, we're gonna wait for your dad to come down to, and I was like, well, this is part of what I do is making adults feel uncomfortable sometimes to honor the child.
Yeah, I do too, all the
Yeah.
time. I do too. Their grandmother or people that they haven't addressed. It's part of the fear of change and
Yes.
also losing control.
Yes.
Mm. And if you love your child, and my daughter one day, she said, you let me do whatever I wanted. And I said, no, I didn't. I let you be you. But I didn't, on the important things, yeah, you got to go to school, things. No, that I never said, oh, don't worry about it. No. But so comparing to other, we are so conditioned to be under the thumb of something
Yeah.
that, you know, in a way it's easier. And also we think, okay, the mother had programming from their mother, their grandparent, and it's a whole. Did you ever see a movie called Mulan?
Yes, I did. I loved that movie growing up. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And my girlfriend wrote it actually, and she didn't. She forgot to patent, and she was a patent person. So Disney Disney owned it. But that's the drill. And can you go through a little bit how you work? So because I want people to be able to connect with you and get this reading. So I'm gonna get one with you too.
Oh, thank you. That's so
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah.
Um, so I have been at the Center for New Age for over a year now in Sedona, Arizona. And you can book with me, probably calling if you're at a distance, calling the number that we have, and I'll give it to you to list below. I don't know it off the top of my head. I don't think. But anyways, um, calling the concierge is always the best idea because we know as far as Mercury retrograde right now, especially the websites have been kind of, not working as well. Um, but yeah, I love to connect over the phone virtually. I do really well with that. I'm actually starting on the 8-8 portal because I have clients all over. And so they're like wanting to connect. And I'm like, okay, so let's do a Zoom portal
Oh,
for the
fabulous.
8-8 portal because that's such a high intensity energy for all of us to come together and support that frequency of the angelic realm, of the fairy realm, of the galactic realm,
Yeah.
and just like channeling and streaming that in. I'm going to
Let's do
start
it.
that. And
And I will
yeah,
invite a lot of people if you have the room. Yeah. Let's do it and record it so people can actually see it again, whoever couldn't make it. But will that be donation or paid? How are you working that?
so I do a 111 offering.
Yeah.
But it's also there's certain people that um have done certain things. And so it really depends for me. I kind of read the person. I'm like, okay, should this person be paying yes or no? That's kind of the way I operate. And
I
it
do
really
the same.
depends. It just depends on the frequency of the person
Yeah.
and what they're
Yeah.
bringing to the space.
Yeah. I do the same actually. And a
Yeah.
lot of kids, I don't charge, and the
Right.
parents, oh no. Because the fact is sometimes when people don't pay, they don't value. So I said, well, these are the
Exactly.
charities that I support. My friend Jane Goodall's charity, or it's a few others, Feed America or whatever. And
Yeah.
I plant trees, I'm big on that. You can do it there. But break down a little bit how you work. What
Okay.
is the work? Yeah.
So I am a Kundalini initiate. Okay. Meaning that my frequency can help others through that process of integration of the Kundalini, of the masculine and feminine merging, of the soul merging with the human aspects, and the purification process of the chakra system, because it's very unique to each soul's contract with their own personal Kundalini energy and that purification process. So, number one, I kind of like energetically feel out in the moment. Am I supposed to be working with them in that area? Or am I supposed to be holding space for them to purge? Because a lot of times,
Mm.
obviously, we know part of the Kundalini power is to purge and release. And I want to be really specific about this. It, the person, and this is just who I am, but I'm at a frequency level where the safety is allowed for that person to come up. And I know you know what that means and how
Mm.
that feels. It's an energy of allowing, like that soul has to subconsciously or consciously say yes and choose me to hold them through that process. And it can be 20 minutes or it can be 30 minutes. Or I don't allow people to book longer than 30 minutes unless I've read for them before, because I do recognize now how some people come in and they just want to take energy. Does
Mm.
that make sense?
Big time makes sense.
So I definitely am more discerning now with like how long I'm with people, how much they can handle as far as like an energetic shift
Yeah.
goes as well. Um, but I'm very clear on the soul's past, like why it was important for them to go through the challenges that they went through to get to this particular present moment with me,
Mhm, mhm,
and then what is capable moving forward for the soul's evolution, after. So I do get a lot of returning clients. And again, I'm discerning because you can only do so much, like
mhm.
at a time
Yeah,
to be safe as far as like being supported through that process. Um, and I do believe that it's up to a higher power. I'm just the channel,
hmm,
and I'm the embodiment of the safety of feminine divinity, so that the soul can relax and do the work it needs to do, in my presence than after they leave.
yeah. So you will intuitively read it, or you cards, or
I do cards, and I
whatever. Yeah.
I love to I do cards because cards for me help with the visualization and the inner child. So the colors, the symbols, the symbolism, and the power of the artistic, creative energy
Mm,
is stimulating. And like I said, I think the inner child likes it. Like if I had a client one time, she came in and she goes, I don't want you to use any card. I mean, very disrespectful to spirit. I don't want you to use any cards. I want you to read me like this. Blah, blah. And I said, excuse me. It's like, do you realize how disrespectful you're being with spirit right now by telling spirit how to read you, or how to, give you information that is for your highest and best? And she was very apologetic, like in that moment. But it's like people come in and they're on an egoic,
yeah.
and it's based on fear. It's based on like
Right.
their
Change.
trauma,
Horrifying. The
and they
change.
just want mommy to tell them everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah. It's horrifying for humans to the change.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the mind and the brain try to keep us safe. So the one the constant, even if we fall down that way, we're gonna fall down again because something usual is telling us that, and it's very scary to go to a beautiful path and just continue to grow, and because that's what we're here for. It's just the
yeah.
journey, you know.
Yeah, and so whenever I'm reading someone, I'll even go into like I do couples synastry charts, so then it tells me the
Wow.
activations of their astrological placements
Wow.
and how they're activating one another, how they're supporting one another, how they're able to uh, activate each other's individual growth, and if they're really capable of uh, long-term relationship. And majority of the couples that come to me, because I do have an intention set, they're on mission together. So there's not too many that come in that I have to, say like, oh wow, this is not it's like, no, this is purposeful relationship, and
Yeah.
it's feminine and masculine, whether it's um a male and a male, or a female and a female, or female and male. It's purposeful,
Yeah.
um, for them to demonstrate relationship.
Yeah, it's amazing what you just said, because when you first start talking about that, I checked in with my husband and I went, no, we're here to do things together, and we do. And
Yeah,
it's incredible with animals and nature.
yeah,
And we're more of that team than the sexual partners. And we're
Mm-hmm.
more of that team that we're doing this together and doing that together. And we really have that good intention and some memory from above that, oh, we came here to have a mission and we are collaborating, that's the
Yeah.
main thing. I love that.
And something that I tell couples all the time too, it's like we all have our inner marriage, our masculine, our feminine, and the little baby within us, And then sex is like the lowest hanging fruit, for a
Right,
relationship. And so it's like, yes, it's important to have it's important to have intimacy.
right, right.
You can make love all day long in just doing partnership and serving one another.
Right. Yeah.
So,
That
and
is, I
that
haven't
opens the
heard that.
door for the deepest kind of sexual intimacy.
Amazing. I only heard that from an amazing woman from Egypt. That she
Mm,
was very much into, the Cleopatra, Nefertiti ways and all that, that lovely enchantress, that it was very male and very feminine. And I follow Thoth so much. He's a huge guy for me and assists me to co-write 3 books. I did, with some people, I co-wrote 3 books, and he's always a teacher, and they said the same thing you said just now.
really? I've
Yeah,
never been to Egypt in the physical, but I astral travel everywhere. And a lot of my clients are coming in to be activated to their original origin, purity of origin of their DNA, which is connected to uh, the light codes of Thoth and the Egyptian principles. I actually have 2 path guides uh, that are with me from pre-flood Atlantean, and they come forward
mm,
for specific souls to command divine purity of origin for
mm,
their lifetime in Atlantis and then their lifetime in Egypt. And when people come to me for past life regression, um, I'm very clear with my guides. It's only connected to those 2 lifetimes that I'm doing past life regression on. Then I had a man come in. He was, oh my God, so beautiful, like 6'5", 6'5", maybe. Beautiful African man. And I was picking up on I was like, you're a commander. You have a ship, like a galactic ship, they're showing me.
mm.
You're a commander and you're here in human form, but you're having galactic revelations right now, and there's going to be more information coming to you. And he said, after I got done with the reading, he said, I have had UFO, UAP experiences, and I actually was brought into my ship and they showed me what you were describing. So, like,
Oh,
this is really happening. People are waking up to their
yeah,
DNA, and that's part of my purpose here. And no matter how old anyone is, it's like when
right.
it happens.
Yeah. It's so amazing, right?
Yeah.
It's so incredible you said that again, because I was in another store in Sedona that I go there all the time. It's a little store because it's some really cool shirts for my husband that he
Okay.
got with the Tree of Life. It's a store right before the circle. Here is up down the circle to go to where Whole Foods is, right? And that I love that little store. And we went there, and the guy that usually is there was there, and I really love him. And he's like, in his own juju. And he said to me, he goes, have you been affected by the fires? And I said, nature for me is big. And the fact that they were there, and in the evening you can see all the flames, and I love that area, with all the pools of what I mean, I love that area, and it's beautiful businesses. I don't know. It was kind of like heartfelt, more than kind of. And so he said, "Oh," and the day before they gave me a download about California and earthquakes, about
Mm.
the faults and all these things. And I went, "Oh, really?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm heading there." But I grew up in a country of earthquakes. Chile is always, so the Andes are all volcano. And so I'm used to it. It's the things around, people around, the panic, the mistakes we make.
Yes.
That is huge for me. Anyway,
Yes.
so I said to him, "Oh," I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Whatever you do, because you have your own powers, and do not fight it. Do not put a negative to it.
Yeah.
Do not." And I was like, "Oh," because I've seen the animals running through the street. I was like, um, he said, "Because my girlfriend is in North, and a friend, his friend, girl, in Northern California, working on the lines for the earthquakes that they're supposed to be happening." And I was like, "Whoa." I said, "This morning I was told that, and now you're talking to me about that." Because now her and two other women are working on, pacifying and seeing what Mama Earth wants, and blah blah blah. He went, and she told me, "Is these fires are very necessary for
Hmm.
awakening."
Yes.
And you're saying that to me right now.
So, my masculine friend, who is the grandson that you spoke to when you were here at the store,
Yeah.
um, he said to me, because he works out with some of the local firefighters,
Oh,
and he said that area hasn't been cleared in over 100 years.
okay.
You're supposed to be able to see through a forest.
Your sound went off. Your sound. Oh, there? Are you there? No sound. That's weird. No sound. My sound is good here. Sound is good.
Can you
Oh,
hear me?
yeah. I
Okay.
think, see what happened with the energy right there, right?
Yeah, so we were
Yeah.
talking about
Yeah.
the fires, and I
Yeah.
said, um, we were praying for rain and visually seeing like our feet muddy, like we were doing visuals. And he came in the next day after he was working out with some of the firefighters, and he said, this clearing needs to happen. It's been over 100 years since that area. And I thought, wow, that's so interesting. Because what I was getting upset about is the panic online,
I know.
and people are, projecting uh, photos that are dramatizing, you know,
Yeah.
and creating more chaos. Like you
And more
said,
panic.
that's
Yeah.
what really harms us. It's
Right.
not nature doing its thing.
No.
It's the
You
humans
know,
that are creating the drama around what
yeah.
nature's doing.
She knows, because Paul Stamens is a guy that I am somewhat friends with. He's the one with the mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's the mushroom guy. And
Yes, I love
he
mushrooms.
said, yeah, and he said, "It's so much mycelium created by the mother right now. It's networks of mycelium." So
Yes.
he said, whatever is above is not a problem,
Yeah.
because the bottom has got all the seedlings, it's got the new babies, the new families, it's got the memory of what needs to happen, so it's not an issue at all. And the guy that takes care the house in Santa Fe. It's amazing. All the trees. It took me 23 years to find him, really. It's a huge Rasta. I love him. And I said, Aquí, this thing with the fire. He goes, oh, yes, Isabel. Yes. That's part. That's good. That's good. She knows what she's doing. That's
Yeah.
part of it. That's
Yeah.
part of it. And I said, and the animals, that was kind of funny. Not funny, but I was like, like you said, they know what they're going to do. They know where to go.
They are so intelligent.
Mm,
I don't ever want to tell an animal what to do because that animal, if you just like, I grew up with grandmothers that said, watch nature and mimic nature,
mm,
you
yeah,
know? And
yeah,
so that's what I do. And I totally agree with you on that.
yeah. I grew up with that. That was my friends. That was in the Amazon, the little monkeys, all that. And they're like, oh, the anaconda. Well, don't fall asleep because she only eats things that don't move. Do your thing. We slept in the hammocks up hanging. And yeah,
Yeah.
you rap because it's the little monkeys, the little things that they're interested and they're fascinated. So with the cards, with the intuitive reading, with your, yeah, I love Atlantis and what I was taught by this incredible guy when I was there, because that at Machu Picchu
Mhm.
was the old Atlantis. And and people goes to Machu Picchu, that area, and they're like, oh, the ruins. No, that's still working. It's still a city and it's still functioning. It's all women. It was always a lot of women there. And the pieces came from above. I mean, when I live up there, we used to just see the star people coming in and out. We never got involved. They didn't bother us. We didn't bother them. And,
Exactly.
you know,
Exactly. We're
yeah,
all working together.
right. It's so much separation when it comes to judgmental things and fears. And we do it with ourselves. I watch myself. One of my teachers from England wrote a book called Tell Yourself a Better Lie. Because the worst enemies is
Yeah.
us.
I I will tell you that I was in therapy probably as young as like 13, I want to say. But the only thing that ever really worked for me was neuroscience. And I'm so blessed. I'm so grateful. And I do share this woman with my clients.
Mhm.
She's a PhD neuroscientist, and she's from Taiwan,
Oh,
but she lives in San Diego. Her name's Dr. Sylvia. And another psychic friend of mine bought me a session with her. And man, that changed my entire life. Like she pulled out because not only is she gifted and has her PhD in neuroscience, but she's gifted with the sight to see into the body and into the organs.
oh, wow.
So she was able to pull out ancestral energy along with masculine energy that I had been entangled with, because I had had a daughter so young.
Mhm.
And I've been celibate now for like 7 years. This is my 7 year, because from what I've learned, it takes about 7 years to uh, disentangle with a partner sexually. So
Yeah,
really, I was like, I feel like this neuroscientist is the last of it. And she was like, and now I use her as maintenance because as I'm doing the Kundalini work on people
yeah,
and I'm pulling out ancestral energy and helping them purify
yeah,
their chakras, I realize I'm holding.
yeah, yeah.
So, what do you think about holding as a practitioner? Like,
Well, I was taught since very little to do certain things right after and before to, check on my, and also check my state. Because if I'm tired or if I'm aggravated
mhm,
or if I'm, monthly or I'm being sleeping off or any of that, boom, I'm sure picking things up.
yeah,
So I do my bath with sulfurs or with rock salts, or that helps me out because I can relax. And the other clean thing, I set up my boundary roses everywhere, like Jeffrey Allen work. But I gotta watch that, especially
yeah,
when I've been working and I've been really tired with all this schooling because it's clinical and I'm in Cornell doing medical plants, so I can really use and talk about my herbs and plants without something.
yeah,
Um, I watch that
yeah.
and
It's
I watch,
really important to my
yeah,
like spiritual hygiene now because I would
yeah,
burn out. I took
yeah.
when I first, I think it was during COVID, I took a international phone company that was a psychic company based out of France. And I was not skilled in that spiritual, um, energetic, like I was just holding. And so I ended up getting a spider bite. Spirit was
Ooh,
like, you have to take time, you know? So, like I said, like
yeah,
I really pay attention now
yeah, yeah,
to all of that. And I think that's
yeah,
part of our awakening too, is like learning how to spiritually have hygiene practices
yeah.
and also share that with people. Like what works for us may not work for someone else, but you know,
The awareness though, right? To make
mm-hmm,
them aware. Because to be honest with you, I watched manipulation, because they come in a sudden thing, and I'm like, I connect and spirit and my guides, and they go, this is not what you're looking at. And they get mad and they turn into some real little demons if you address them. So
mm-hmm.
just protect more myself. I do whatever work that they feel they got, but and I don't ever do the second session with that.
Right.
I
Yeah.
learned that
Yeah.
because I'm gonna get bit if I don't listen what they tell me, because I listen to everything they tell me. I tell my husband, oh, 5 months ago, maybe before Christmas, I said, oh, you're gonna have a very large job in LA. And he's used to me now, for a while. And he's like, oh, okay. He goes, I said, our times are not linear. So people say, well, it's not happening. Well, it's not like you go on the internet and click. It's quantum field. It's your timing. I don't know your timing, you know, but it's going to happen. And sure enough, it's a year of a show that he's got here after, being so weird in the film industry. And, I just, I never question whatever they tell me. I'm like, okay, it's
Well,
happening.
and what's really interesting that I've found as well is that other people, they don't realize how gifted or how sensitive they are. And they're holding someone else's energy, and I'm reading their friend, or I'm reading their husband, or I'm reading their child or something like that. But they're coming in wanting to know about them. So that's also like I think an opportunity to educate someone and like how much of your life and your existence is yours.
Right. Thank you for that. That's huge. That is huge. That is huge.
Yeah. I had to learn it myself,
I
you
know that's
know?
the only way we know. And it
Yeah.
wasn't fun. And I told Divine, look, the next time around, if I come back, either in an angelic form or let me read this or listen it on podcast because I really do not want to go through cancer again. I don't want to do all this work. No, I just want to continue with what I know and your guidance. But yeah, because it's for us, we usually go through it, we compose it and see what it serves. And sure enough, there comes the client or the person that we supposed to be,
Yeah.
working with, right? And the time that time travelers that we are, It's
Yeah.
so amazing. We're gonna you send me all the info, your titles, so I don't assume and say names that they're not or whatever. And definitely I'm gonna do a reading with you. I'm just in love and I'm just
Oh, I love you
grateful.
too.
I'm so grateful because the sisterhood is very alive right now. We keep meeting all the priestesses and all the light workers. We're all meeting again, and because this is the time we are called for anyway.
Right. And it's our opportunity to demonstrate what is healthy sisterhood, what is healthy brotherhood, what is healthy um as to how we show up as lovers, how we show up as friends. All of that stuff is an opportunity right now to demonstrate and to create that ripple effect
Yeah,
for the next generations to come. So I just really appreciate you wanting to record something with me and leave a little bit of a legacy together. That's so
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah. I think it's crucial right now that it hits everywhere. I interviewed this lady from that she's in Tel Aviv. Okay.
Okay.
And she's totally onto heartfelt and a lot of challenges with family because she's completely different than all of them. And that
Mm-hmm.
is an ancient knowledge. And she's totally on her own, peace and love. Not working out with the family and not working out with the neighbors. And she refuses to go to the the bombshells, mute shelters. She's
Mm-hmm.
like, nah, I'm not doing that. If I'm dying, I'm dying in my home. When the bombing goes on, she hugs a tree and she's got her little herb garden and all that. And all these women and all of us that we are, right now completely turned on to be able to do that. And I am so grateful because I remember when the lady asked you, you're like, and then you looked at me in the eyes and you went, okay, all right.
Yeah. Yes, I know. It was like immediately I was like, okay,
Yeah,
because we have that shared frequency. And I
mhm,
honestly, I prayed for you, I prayed for you to show up. And I'm just so honored and so grateful to be able to look in your eyes and be face to face with you and now be on camera with you and talking about these intimate things that uh, others are waking up to right now,
yeah, yeah. And we have put a lot of life into it.
Yeah,
A lot of moments that we perceived very challenging, but they became a gift. And that's the deal, right?
it is. It
That's
is.
the deal.
That is the deal. It's
Yeah.
like pressure creates diamonds. And one thing I've learned too, as far as like the masculine goes, it's like it's okay to put pressure on the masculine.
Yeah.
That's how you're gonna see him like really take off. So I always tell women that are, in circumstances where they don't know where they're going in life and think, and or what they're creating or what they're supposed to be doing with their spouse and other things. And it's like just allow and continue to push forward and know that we're all becoming diamonds. We're all becoming purified,
Yeah.
beautiful incarnations, fully divine and fully human at the same time. And
Hmm.
it's a process that brings a lot of stuff up, and there's a lot of shadow work, like
Right.
you were born in that area where
Hmm.
that's like really um everyone always says the area I was born into was like a lotus being born into a swamp. So it's like that type of heavy energy
Yeah.
that the the highest frequency souls are born into to blow it up.
Yeah. Yeah. And the lotus growing in mud is just a fascinating analogy of things that, out of anything, I'm always incredibly in love with these little plants that they come from the concrete. And it's
Yes.
no water anywhere. It's no,
Yes.
and there they are, one with a little flower up front here, and a
Yes.
big little flower, and I'm here. This is me, and just I love it. And I love you. And I'm
I love
so
you too.
grateful, so grateful, so grateful. And definitely we will do the 888.
Yes.
You send me all that and I'll
Yes, I
promote
will.
it and we market it and we just get together. And I have a big Zoom. So if you don't have that many rooms, we can use mine and we just really, and we can do readings and we can do a live one where you can see different people and give them little readings that I think that will be really empowering to everybody. And I love
Oh, you're
you.
so sweet. Thank you so
Thanks
much for
for
empowering
Danielle.
me today.
Oh, I love you.
I love you too, honey. Thank you.
Ah, so beautiful.